been tested before the Big Ten season has even started with some of the powerhouses that they've played in the non-con.
Gianna Kneepkens has played in Welsh Ryan Arena before. However, she was wearing a different colored jersey. She visited Welsh Ryan last year with the Utah Utes. I seem to remember being there with you.
Seems like so long ago.
It does. So she is back, but this is otherwise a first-time visit for UCLA. There is Kneepkens with the first shot of the game, and it's a three.
Well, she's improved her scoring in other areas. That's part of the reason why she came to UCLA, was because of her development.
Betts blanketing Grace Sullivan, who's an excellent mid-range jump shooter, but a tough shot there over the 6'7" Betts. After the offensive rebound by Taylor Thomas, Sullivan hits the mark.
And take bigger defenders off the bounce.
Here's Betts on the other end of the floor. Lau helps out on the double team. Ledger Walker open, it rolls over to Jaquez. Betts asking for it mid-post. On the cut, Jaquez the lay-in.
Her assist rate has improved so much that I almost wonder if it's worth it to do that. I wonder if it's almost worth it to continue to double or triple team her, because you're always leaving a cutter open.
To Shimmy's point, great passing numbers. Jaquez with her second layup of the game.
That's phenomenal, and that is an area where she has really improved as a player.
Lau misses, and the two layups that Jaquez has had on Betts passes helps explain Jaquez's high shooting percentage over the last two games. 20 for 24 over UCLA's last two games coming in. Kiki Rice, first time we've called her name today, and it's a triple. Great start for UCLA. I'm going to go back to Lauren Betts' assist count. It's already up to 3. Caroline Lau for Northwestern, the nation's leader in assists per game. Betts giving her a run for her money, as Grace Sullivan has 4 for the Cats.
Grace Sullivan is just a prototype 4 player. She's just so tall, long, she can face up, nice touch.
Great move inside by Betts. Lau on the ball now around the Sullivan screen. Lau third in Northwestern program history in career assists. Snaps that one off to Taylor Thomas.
Her open shooters or cutters.
Sienna Betts is on the floor now for UCLA, the younger sister. Samaya Walton coming in off a career-high 19 points in Northwestern's last game against the Illini. But there's a steal for Jaquez. Rice the kick out to Dugalić. Into Sienna Betts. Keeps her feet on the ground and lays it home.
The tops of all the screens. And they're not worried about getting caught on screens because they're just switching if that happens.
Grace Sullivan, that is not an anomaly. Lena Bilic with the good move defensively for UCLA. And here is Dugalić off to Jaquez, who continues to do nothing but score.
That was a really nice pass, but an even better cut.
Lauren Betts still back on the floor for UCLA. She had the closeout there on Casey Harder. And Northwestern wasn't able to eat away at UCLA's early lead with Betts off the floor, the preseason Big Ten Player of the Year. Jaquez flips it up and in, didn't even need the glass. Gabriela's got 8. And Samaya Walton knocks down the tray. Physically beat up the toll of the season. A trip to the Final Four really wore her down physically. So a big focus of this season has been how can they keep her fresh. Lau, guarded by Bilic. Walton gets it off and hits it. A 3 at the horn.
These are the numbers behind the numbers, and this just goes to show you the type of impact that Lauren Betts has for UCLA when she's on the court versus off the court, and how she impacts the game offensively, but especially defensively.
Well, 1/10 of a point difference when she's on or off the floor for the UCLA offense, averaging over 87 points per game, 87.5. And Grace Sullivan took 7 shots in the first quarter for Northwestern. The rest of the team took 6. Here's Sullivan in the paint. Great work to lay it in. Dugalić runs the floor. High off the glass, too high. And Lash rips it from Betts. Rice takes it away. Another steal for Kiki Rice. Accelerates and draws the foul. She's going to the free throw line.
Well, this was already a mismatch to begin with, Taylor Thomas versus Kiki Rice, but then Kiki Rice put a little extra sauce on it with the hesitation move, and that was just enough.
Second personal on Taylor Thomas. Rice completes the three-point play. She has 6. Lash throws it into Sullivan. Kneepkens nearly took it away, but couldn't keep it in bounds.
She just wanted to be a prolific scorer, but she transferred to UCLA to be a better all-around player, particularly a better defensive player. You're seeing her out on display today.
Lau misses the runner at the shot clock buzzer. And UCLA trying to open up this 10-point lead. Cats haven't scored in 2 minutes. 3-ball Dugalić. It rattles in, out, and drops back in.
Dugalić has about a 60% three-point attempt rate. She can shoot behind a screen or just a simple catch and shoot three.
Sullivan, there's just high degree of difficulty on that
She's
shot.
So skilled. Grace Sullivan wants to shoot jumpers more, where Dan Snoop is more comfortable on the low block.
Kneepkens rattles in the 15-footer. So much length on the floor for UCLA, even when Lauren Betts is on the bench. Sullivan guarded by Dugalić, and she cans it.
So what she does really well, Chris, is she sets the defender up with her dribble. So she starts to dribble to the middle, and then that's the defender jumps that way, and then she spins back over her right shoulder. She reminds me more of Dirk Nowitzki than Grace Van Sloot.
Sienna Betts with the bucket. She's got 4. I agree, especially with that high release. As Corey Close would say, an empty possession. Wow, just too out of control. She gives it right back, and then a foul.
A blessing and a curse to be this talented, right? Because these, at the end of the day, these are young people. These are 19, 20, 21-year-olds. And they're like, well, you know what? We turned the ball over, but we're so good that we can get it back on the other end, which is actually what we're seeing today.
Kiki Rice draws the foul. The Cats expand their bench. Dominant offense for the Bruins. You can point to just about any metric you want, and they're near the top of the country. Well, they already have wins over 4 ranked teams in the Big Ten alone, and 2 more that were receiving votes in the top 25. Lau draws the foul. Caroline Lau can stuff the box score with the best of them. Played every minute against Illinois.
Great senior year. I mean, we talk about her assists, what she's doing on the national level. So what I would like to see from UCLA is a different way to get Lauren Betts isolated on the low block so that she's not just banging like that body to body against Grace Sullivan. Maybe get her on a pin down screen or a cross screen.
And Gabriela Jaquez lays it in +1.
Or that works too. You just give so much attention to Lauren Betts that you don't notice the sneaky cut that's going on behind you. That is a great cut, a great pass. And then meanwhile, Jaquez is just sneaking behind everyone for an easy bucket.
To the land of Lincoln.
And meanwhile, Gianna Kneepkens is going to go back and watch this replay and say, hey, I'm from Minnesota. I'm familiar with snow too.
Well, Betts with the takeaway inside there. Rice on Harder, too strong. Less than 90 seconds to go, second quarter. Northwestern with just 8 points in the second. Thomas off the mark. And again, to the point of UCLA's defense, they can hold teams to less than 10 points in a quarter. They're going to run away with a lot of games as Betts draws the foul on Thomas. 16, 10, 5, 3, and 3 as Betts just a 65% free throw shooting. Bevy of preseason watch lists and accolades she received.
If I were a betting woman, which I'm not, I would bet on Betts.
Lau off the front iron. Final minute of the second. Rice lost it on the way up.
Like, this would be a great opportunity to get something for Lauren Betts off the move, off of a screen, off of a pin-in screen or something like that. Like that.
everything, including the finish. Lash short. Dugalić saves it to Rice. Shot clock turned off. And it hasn't felt like one sweeping motion or one big run for UCLA. They just very quietly built a 21-point lead here. Rice with 5. Kneepkens open on the wing. And she draws the foul in the act of the three-point shot.
Non-negotiable. You do not foul a three-point shooter at any point, but especially with 2 seconds left.
And Kneepkens is almost perfect at the free throw line.
It's the second best field goal percentage shooting season of her career. If you count that short 8-game year where she shot about 65% before she got hurt.
46 points.
But I point this out to say exactly what Corey Close talked to us today, is that's the level of pounding and the beating that her body gets before she even catches the ball. And that's why it was so important to bring in players like Gianna Kneepkens.
They have their hands full today against the number 3 team in the country, the UCLA Bruins, with one of the top offenses specifically in women's college basketball. Casey Harder lets it fly. And the rebound is Charlize Ledger-Walker, who sat with 2 early fouls in the first half. Betts, automatic.
UCLA can get Lauren Betts on the move as much as possible. It's really going to behoove them offensively.
Well, Betts with the steal from Taylor Thomas, who gathered her own miss. Kneepkens runs the floor well.
They've had, at different times this year, 6 players have scored more than 20 points in a game.
Cats haven't scored in more than 5 minutes, or roughly 5 minutes, and that will continue after the steal by Lauren Betts. Kneepkens on the right side, just couldn't quite put enough English on it, and Lau loses it to Kiki Rice. Jaquez lays it in. There are, every starter in the lineup for UCLA has a 1,000-point score. That was a much-needed bucket for Grace Sullivan, who has 14 and is going to the free throw line. Betts was whistled for her second personal, and Sullivan rattles in the free throw.
But her free throw rate, her assist rate has improved, but right now she's just picking right back up with the scoring.
Here's Betts. Lau reaches in and forces a jump ball.
Has to be more efficient with her post-ups, and what I mean by that is eliminate those dribbles. And when I was prepping for this game, that's one thing I noticed, is that when she dribbles the ball, it slows herself down. It gives the defense a chance to catch up and come and make those types of plays.
Good closeout by Charlize Ledger-Walker. Off the Sullivan miss, Ledger-Walker leaks up the floor and has her first points of the day. Three starters in double figures already for UCLA. 4 starters average double figures, and Grace Sullivan approaching her season average.
You know, their margin of error is just slipping away. That window is getting smaller and smaller. They've had to battle through some injuries, but that's one that jumps out to me for sure.
Offensive foul called on Angela Dugalić of UCLA. But he has a tough trip.
It just goes to show just what we were talking about with Jan Jensen and the job she's doing at Iowa.
Phenomenal. Helps when you have not one but 2 all Big Ten caliber post players in Hannah Stuelke and Ava Hayden. Lau hooks it to Zamaya Walton. Back out to Lau. Free ball on the way and down.
What I mean by that is she started in A and then landed in B to go get the ball.
Great play down low by Deja Turner, who's seen some minutes here in the third quarter. Down low, and Kiki Rice hits Caroline Lau's pocket the second time she's done that today. Rice is fouled and will go to the free throw line.
To get a good look at the rim.
Rice averages 1.6 steals per game.
Always gets the assignment of guarding.
Sullivan throws it out of bounds. Northwestern has more turnovers than field goals in this game. Not a recipe for success. Gabriela Gabriela. Jaquez. That's her first miss of the day. Gianna Kneepkens the offensive rebound. Dugalić inside.
The Bruins find one another so well. Their level of connection, 22 assists a game.
That's a ton. We talked all about the starters for UCLA, but they are all over Northwestern in terms of bench points as well.
I'm just doing what we've been able to do all game. Why do I get the foul?
But the ball from Gianna Kneepkens.
The right call.
And the ball batted to Lauren Betts. The Betts sisters sharing the floor right now. Dugalić misses the crashing layup. Lauren Betts keeping the play alive. She goes to the free throw line.
Then I am cutting straight for the basket.
Big Ten Defensive Player of the Year, National Defensive Player of the Year last year. And she goes 1 for 2 on that trip to the line. Grace Sullivan the rebound. That's capable of impacting the game in so many ways. That's through Walton's hands and out of bounds. UCLA ball.
She's also that rare player, Chris, that can absolutely impact a game without scoring a point because of what she's able to do on the defensive end.
6'7", she alters a lot of shots that don't get scored as blocks. An utter mismatch there on Casey Harder, who's listed at 5'11". Taylor Thomas on Gianna Kneepkens draws the foul. Both McDonald's All-Americans. Leg injury made her college debut on December 16th. Taylor Thomas hits both free throws for the Cats. Jaquez lays it home. Nearly double teamed by both Betts sisters. And a foul called on Gianna Kneepkens.
Any one of these players could go to any other team in this league and average 20, 22, 23 points in order to be a more balanced, well-rounded team. And it's why they're the number 3 team in the country. They don't need 2 20-point scorers. They'll just take 5 10-point scorers.
Jaquez with a turnaround layup. She has 18 points. Make that 19. That ties Grace Sullivan for the game high. Thomas for 3.
Paying off with her rebounding and her ability to stretch the defense.
Betts with an air ball, but there's Lauren Betts with the putback, and Thomas the rebound. That 3 that she hit looked awfully good, but just her 3rd 3 of the season. If she adds that to her arsenal, she's averaging 10 points, 9 rebounds per game. I mean, that would really take her game to the next level. Lopez threw it away. Kneepkens around a Gianna Kneepkens screen. Harder can't save it. It's UCLA ball. And that's one of the best in the country.
And you look at the teams that they're right there with. Those are all recent Final Four, national champions.
Yes.
Like, that's the level that UCLA is playing at right now.
Rice short. No one boxes her out. She's going to the free throw line with a chance at a 3-point play. So UCLA with 9 quad 1 wins this season, and their only loss is to Texas. So UCLA 9-1 in quad 1 games, but really no one else comes close to that.
There was a lot to be learned by Corey Close and her staff in that loss to Texas. And it was great for them to be able to have an actual example.
Closing seconds of the 3rd quarter. Rice out to Jaquez. Dugalić the offensive rebound. Not sure if she threw it up or towards Amanda Muse, but either way, UCLA.
And that's important if you're trying to get to a Sweet 16. You want that home court advantage for those first 2 rounds.
4th quarter underway. 4 scores in double figures for UCLA. And a quick foul. Dugalić for 3. Rebound tip to Rice. Jaquez bricks a 3. Sullivan the rebound. Talked about the scoring margin for UCLA being one of the top margins in the country. Their rebounding margin as well, equally dominant. UC Santa Barbara was the last team from California to come into Welsh Ryan Arena. That is Corey Close's alma mater. She was an assistant coach at the start of her career at her alma mater as well. Lauren Betts the deuce. She has 12.
And that's where I first met Corey Close.
Walton finds her spot. Kneepkens the board.
Offensive rebounds have been really hard to come by for Northwestern today. Only 5 on the game.
Kiki Rice and Lauren Betts had scored the exact same number of points in their college basketball careers coming into today. 1,602, and they're only 1 point apart in this game.
So someone just needs to foul Lauren Betts so she can get at least 1 free throw, and then they both can check out and still be even.
Order will be restored. Grace Sullivan over the 20-point mark.
This is how important Grace Sullivan is to Northwestern. Her usage rate this year is 30.6%. Last year, 22%.
So she's a third of the offense. Ashley Adamson, Sydney Parrish have been on the desk all afternoon long. They'll be joined by Jordan Taylor.
White athletic socks with a suit.
Make sure he knows that. I'm sure he'd love that feedback from me. Sullivan, Ledger Walker the rebound.
I think this has just been a really fun matchup all afternoon. And at the next level with Lauren Betts in the WNBA, she's going to have to play mobile and agile face-up post players like Grace Sullivan. That does not show up on a stat sheet, but that missed shot, all the credit goes to Lauren Betts.
Sullivan, it falls off. Kiki Rice with time left in this game. 2 rebounds, 2 assists away from a triple-double. Sienna Betts lays it home. From Costa Mesa, California. And the foul here on Kneepkens.
Attacking her, and you just give her space to work. And work she will do. Because they are balanced and they are complete. They have the number 2 ranked offensive rating in the country, but this is a top 30 defensive team. Couple that with all of the balanced scoring that you have, well, this team looks like they are propelled for another Final Four, maybe even further.
And a travel called on Lena Dugalić. Shot clock turned on for now. Turner. Lopez. Lopez asking for a screen. 5 on the shot clock. Dumped off to Turner, and she lays it home. That'll do it. UCLA.